Hey, I'm Claire,
And I'm Janice.
and this is The X-Files, a podcast about breakups, broken hearts, and moving on.
We are breakup coaches here to help you beat your breakup
Heal your broken heart.
and move on to an amazing, abundant life. Welcome to another episode of X-Files, everyone. Happy Tuesday, happy May, happy day.
Happy Monday, even.
Yes. We're recording this on Monday, so happy Monday,
Oh,
Claire.
yeah. Oh.
But when people listen,
so
it's going to be
confused.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Tuesday, happy Tuesday.
No, it's perfectly fine. I think it's going to be funny. As podcasters who are putting out a lot of content, sometimes it is hard to keep the days straight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
like, what reality are we in? What reality are you in?
my reality is my Google Calendar.
Yeah.
Which is probably my companion, my partner. And I don't know what I would do without her.
Yes.
So thanks everyone
Coach
for being
Calendar.
here. What was that?
Coach Calendar.
Coach Calendar. We should talk more about Google Calendar sometime.
Yes.
Because I use that for my self-care. But we're not here to talk about scheduling and Google Calendars and self-care. We're here to talk about orgasms and faking them.
And faking them.
Before
Or
we
not
get started,
faking them.
or not faking them,
Yes.
or not having them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything. We're
thing.
talking orgasm today. And
Yes.
just wanting to remind everyone, if you want to talk about the episodes, or if you just want a little extra support, our Facebook group is ramping up. So, people are
Yes.
interacting and doing a lot over there. So come and join us. Breakups, broken hearts, and moving on. We'd love to have you. Please answer the membership questions. I will not let you in if you do not.
Yes.
Right? I'm very strict about that. So
It's fair. They're
right.
easy peasy. They're just making
that's
sure
the
that you
thing. I'm
actually
always
listen to the
kinda like-
podcast.
yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine. I know sometimes I click on a group and then decide not to join because
Exactly.
I don't want to answer the questions. But we still get the request if you click to join.
Yeah. We just get a request
And it's
that
blank.
ghosted us, which is fine. We don't take that personally.
No.
We
I just
wonder
feel
if
bad
you
if-
wanted to be in it.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
that's what I wonder.
Yeah.
So I do feel bad, but I
Like, aw.
committed to the group to, keep it a safe
Yeah.
place. So please answer the questions.
Exactly. So
Right. And this is a safe place to talk about faking
orgasm,
it.
faking it.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for this.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. This was definitely, I think this was on our list from the very beginning of topics we wanted to
Yes.
cover.
And I remember we had a moment, maybe during a happy hour or something, where we're like, we should do an episode on it. And it was in the really early days. And I
Mhm.
was racking my brain trying to figure out what had led us to the idea originally, because I know it was kind of in
Yeah.
the moment that something came up. It might have even been the Emma Pleasure episode.
I think it might have come up like as we were prepping even for Emma.
Yeah, which
Because-
was early.
Yeah, because relationships include usually a significant increase in sex than you would have with just a friendship, possibly.
For yourself. Maybe.
Maybe. We want to talk about this because, first of all, relationships involve sex. So it is an important thing. And I say mostly involve sex because you can totally choose to have a relationship where you're not having sex with someone, but typically
Mhm.
you're having a physical relationship with someone as well as mental and emotional, all of that. So,
And I guess even if you weren't having penetrative sex, you would still be somewhat physically intimate.
yeah, exactly. When we say
Mhm.
sex, I talk about it in terms of like anything sexual,
Anything. Okay.
Yeah, heavy petting, whatever. Like I just like feed that all into it.
And we're gonna probably talk about Seinfeld a couple times in this episode because they have the entire episode on faking it, and this actually brings to mind another Seinfeld episode where George and Elaine are talking, and they're talking about when has sex taken place. And, I think one of the characters says penetration, and then one of the characters says when the nipple makes its first appearance.
Oh, wow.
So very drastic ideas of what it means to have sex.
Oh, it's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's definition can be different, you
Yeah.
know, and that is perfectly okay.
Yeah, completely.
I just happen to lump it kind of in together.
I think for me, I would consider sex to involve genitals. But anyways, okay, that's also not why we're here. But
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, but they don't like have to meet, you know?
No.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So anyway, we'll get into it, but
Yes.
we're getting ahead of ourselves right now. So why talk about this on a breakup show?
Yeah.
Number one, if you just went through a breakup, you have a blank slate where you can choose to be intentional and conscious in your love life and not continue patterns or ruts that you may have been in with your ex. And it's a time to remind yourself or possibly learn for the first time that you matter, your pleasure matters. And honestly, anyone who disagrees with that and doesn't put that as important is not your person at the very least. We could say worse things about them, but they're definitely not your person. And the thing is too, you can change patterns and perspectives at any time, but when you're in a time of transition like this is such a great time to just reevaluate everything and really like prioritize things.
Completely. And we know that a lot of people want to be in relationships, and sex, like we said, is a big part of many relationships. If you're having a bad time in bed and you can't communicate that, you should maybe consider trying. Communicating your needs and wants and feeling like your partner cares and can listen to you and wants you to have a good time in bed is important, because you know what? Relationships are a lot of work, and this is the fun stuff.
Yeah.
You know, this is, the sexy, cool reasons why we, partner
exactly.
up.
Yeah. Practice your communication when it's on the fun things.
Right. And not just when you're having an argument. Oh my God. This is really such good advice. If you can learn, to first talk about and communicate about the fun and sexy stuff that you want to do, then maybe you'll be able to take it outside the bedroom and have better arguments as well.
Exactly.
I think that's probably very true. Probably people who, speak verbally about sex are able to speak verbally about disagreements that come up too.
Yeah, because I mean, sex is kind of scary for most people to start talking about. I think it's why, we'll talk about later why it takes years sometimes for people to get up the nerve to say something about.
I don't know why that is. I've always been into dirty talk. So I guess it's kind of something that I'm comfortable with, but I know that a lot of people aren't, for sure. I've spoken with many women about this, and even saying the words, there's something about just saying the words that is so difficult. This is actually one of the reasons I got into orgasmic meditation a few years back, is because of communicating, about things like stroke, speed and pressure and things like that. I felt would make me better at communicating overall. And and it also made me honest, and honesty is also a big part of relationships, and this will make you honest. And
and building
what is
that
inside
trust.
the bedroom is out.
Yeah, exactly. So another reason we had to bring this up was because of the orgasm gap. So it is our civic duty to narrow the orgasm gap. Orgasm gap, or orgasm inequity, is the name for the trend in which men experience more orgasms than women typically. This is around a 52% gap. That's with crazy. 39% of women and 91% of men experiencing orgasm with partnered sex. So this is a big difference. And this varies too on whether you're in a committed relationship. Women orgasm 63% of the time and men 85% of the time in a committed relationship. And that goes down when you're just hooking up or something like that. Which is a bummer, because when you're just hooking up, you're like looking for some sexual, relief. I'm like, what's the word?
Excitement, relief.
Yeah, you're looking for a good
Entertainment.
time. Exactly. And apparently you're less likely to get it.
Yeah, I guess
as a
I'm not
woman.
that surprised. I think you'd probably be more likely to either fake it or not be satisfied in something casual where you don't know the person as much. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense to me.
And the studies do back that up. So,
Hmm.
yeah. So, and why would this be? Well, number one, female orgasm is mostly about the clitoris, not necessarily penetration. Um, Only 3 to 10% of women can orgasm reliably from penetration alone, and it has a lot to do with how close your clitoris is to your, actual vagina.
Hmm.
And I'm also not a sex therapist, but
You're not?
I'm not.
That's all
Maybe
right.
one day,
But you
but
have sex. I
I
mean, that makes you
do.
somewhat of an
Yeah.
expert.
Yes, it does. Well,
You
yeah,
have
sure,
a body,
totally.
you have a clit, you have a, I mean.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've listened to a lot of podcasts about this. I've done a lot of my own research because personal, like, wanting to get
Aw.
better at it, right?
Aw, yeah.
Yeah,
We should
so
always be striving to get better at sex.
yes,
Yes.
or to enjoy it more.
Yes,
too.
that's better.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is a never-ending journey as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
yeah, and like, the thing is we don't really even know a lot of these things unless you go looking for it. Like, sex ed does not focus on pleasure. It doesn't focus on communicating in the bedroom. It's more about, like, stopping people from getting pregnant and
Uh-huh.
stopping people from communicating diseases. That's kind of what sex ed seemed to be
Uh-huh.
about, at least for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Well, you know me, I
Was
didn't really
Yeah.
have any, so.
Yeah, and some
But what
people
did they
don't have
teach
any.
you? What did they teach you as far as, preventing disease and preventing pregnancy? Would they teach you about communicating about that with the person that you're going to have sex with? Or would it have been just about preventative measures and just doing them? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I don't have perfect recall of
Uh-huh.
because I think it was like one semester or something in high
Okay.
school.
Uh-huh.
But I do remember it was like the focus was mostly on having condoms, making sure you're using the condoms correctly.
Yeah, but how is
Um
the woman meant to ask? Or how is one person meant to ask the other person to put it on? And what if they don't want to? Like, we should
oh,
be teaching kids about
yeah.
talking about this stuff and
Yeah.
even just saying the words and role playing.
Yeah.
Like having kids partner up and say these things to each other. I'm not kidding.
Exactly.
That would be so healthy and effective.
One interesting thing that did happen at my high school is they put a lot of the burden for knowing how to put a condom on, not just on men, but also on the women. So, like, it wasn't like, oh, hey guys, here's how you put on a condom. It was like, hey girls, here's how you put a condom on a person
Okay.
with a penis,
Uh-huh.
and that was interesting because, that almost,
Oh, yeah, that
I
must
thought
have been
that was
very
pretty
embarrassing.
progressive, actually,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like for
Uh-huh.
a high school classroom
Mhm.
of people, practicing putting pinching the
Yeah.
tip and whatever,
Yeah.
it's interesting. So
Well, I guess I can't really imagine because we didn't even
yeah.
we didn't have sex ed at my school. Like,
uh,
not at all. Nothing.
yeah,
Huh.
so
Okay.
I guess I went to a pretty progressive
Yeah, but you're
place
in
in
California
those
though. I
terms.
was in
Yeah,
Mormon, Utah, or Mormon,
California,
Arizona.
affluent area. I had a lot of advantage, so
Yeah,
there's
that's
that.
cool. But still, I think that the missing part is that girls,
Yeah.
I mean, no one knows how to actually say these things.
Yeah, and
Mm.
no, it was never talked about, like, the female orgasming. It was
Of
like,
course.
here's
Wow.
a male
Mhm.
orgasm, here
Mhm.
is like the stages of pregnancy, and here's a video of a birth to just terrify everyone.
Right,
Um
right. And not that you might want to do this just because you care about someone or just because you're horny. Like, like, what does it mean to
yeah,
be
no.
horny? I actually hate that word so much.
Horny?
It's not sexy. It just feels
No.
awkward.
Yeah,
amorous.
it's very aggressive. It's an aggressive word.
But
It's
it
not
kind of
a
sounds ugly too.
feminine
Like
word.
I don't
Yeah.
think that I would feel sexy if I said that to my
I'm
partner.
horny.
Exactly. Okay.
It's kind of like hungry. It's like hangry.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think hungry sounds sexier than horny, but that's
Yeah, it
just
does
me,
actually.
people.
All right. We'll start rating words on how sexy it is.
All right.
Anyways, so there's other reasons why there's the orgasm gap. One of which is that women are judged more harshly for casual sex, and so you kind of have just it's like a more pressured situation if you're going into it as a woman typically. Because if it goes wrong, it's kind of like you get a lot of societal blaming and pressure for quote asking for it, blah blah blah. And then also, sex ed doesn't focus on pleasure. We talked about that. We don't learn sexual communication. And then also a lot of body image self-consciousness stops women from relaxing and enjoying it. Like
True.
it's hard to orgasm if you're sucking your stomach in the whole time.
Right. And you don't really know what's actually going to physically happen when you have an orgasm because it's a
Yeah,
release.
you make
And
all
so
these
if you're
weird faces
self-conscious,
and
right? Yes.
exactly. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
thanks
true.
society.
I know, huh? You suck. All right. Another reason to talk about faking it and sexual satisfaction on a show about breakups is, like we said earlier, there's probably a lot of single people listening. So
Yeah.
learning about pleasure and what you love sensually is a great way to spend your single days. So whether it's with someone else or just with yourself, we want you to embrace this opportunity and then bring what you learn into your next relationship. All right. So this is your time, people. This is the moment to learn how to have an orgasm, how to talk to someone about it, how to embrace it. And yeah, if that might even mean just learning how you can give it to yourself. And I thought about this something as we were prepping for this episode is how many people fake it when they self-pleasure?
It's like, no.
I wouldn't think so. And so learn to just release when you're self-pleasuring, and then, you're not going to fake it. And then you'll maybe learn not to fake it with your partner as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
That's
completely
so true.
just came up with that.
Yeah.
But,
exactly. You're not like, oh, that was so good. When you're alone.
Yeah. I mean, you could even potentially get tired if you're alone. Like, what would you do? What happens to get you to that point?
Gotta stop now.
Yep. So just embrace it. Just go for it, people. And then, but only if you take it with you into your next relationship. All right. That's the rule here.
Yeah, exactly. Don't abandon these things once you get with a partner.
No.
So yeah, and just a word here, we're using men and women as terms for penis owners and vagina owners. So just know we're trying to be open with that.
Oh, absolutely.
That we're using those terms loosely, and also that men fake it too. It's not just women. Actually, one study showed that 28% of men admitted to faking it, which I think not every man who's faked it would probably own up to that, even on a survey.
Possibly not.
But just like, okay. I think I did it. Cool. So,
all right. So let's talk about, so we have 28% of men claiming that they've done it before. And how many women are doing it? All right. So we always try to find the most recent research possible. And we've got a 2019 study, which Claire found from the Archive of Sexual Behavior, that included over 1,000 women between the ages of, I love this, 18 and 94.
Yeah!
Hell yes!
Get it!
Responded to a confidential internet-based survey. The women in this survey were mostly heterosexual, and they all lived in the United States. And I searched far and wide for stats on gay couples as well, and it was just a lot harder to find, just so everyone
Yeah.
knows. So the results indicate that 58.8% of participants reported faking an orgasm at some point in time.
Mhm.
2/3 though said that they no longer did it.
Yeah.
So I
Which
would
I
like
thought
to
was
know,
good.
yeah, no, for sure. I would like to know stats on, how often some women do it. Because I
Yeah.
mean, let's be honest. I mean, doing it once, like I've done it once, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that I fake orgasms.
Yeah.
So this tells us a bit about prevalence.
Yeah, a
Mm.
little bit about prevalence. So yeah, it definitely didn't talk about how frequently that was doing. I guess we all know, like, kind of from people we've talked to or either our own experience, that we all know that this is happening,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I guess there's not a lot of funding for these sort of research studies, which there
Well, maybe we can
should
start an
be.
X-Files foundation in a couple of years
Yeah,
and, really
exactly.
get the juice.
Yeah, because I was reading this morning, I forgot where I saw it and I forgot the exact number, but it was like men have over 20 like different interventions for sexual dysfunction, which is basically not being able to have orgasms, and there are 0 for women.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Um
Really? 0.
0. Yeah, like there's no pills, there's no.
But I forgot the name of it, and I guess it's not as popular anymore. But a few years back, there was a cream, like a lube for women that was
Uh-huh.
meant to be, like mind blowing, for achieving orgasm. That would be considered an intervention, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were
Maybe not.
defining as a, like, maybe it's not like FDA approved
Yeah,
medical
yeah,
equipment
possibly.
or whatever,
Uh-huh.
or not equipment, but like it's over the counter. I don't know if they, because a lot of these things are not reviewed by any sort of
Right.
like governing body or anything, so they can kind of just slap a
Yeah.
claim
Well, I
on
had
a
friends who
bottle.
used it, and that's why I'm bringing it up. And you know
Ooh.
what comes to mind, though? I really don't think I've seen it in a while. So if anyone listening knows what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, let us know if it's still around, and just if you know what I'm talking about, because I want
Yeah,
to be
totally.
validated. All right, let's go on.
Totally. Yeah. So, that's an idea. Like, a lot of this is pretty murky, because I mean the topic of orgasms is kind of murky because
Mhm.
it feels different for everyone.
Yeah.
Something different triggers it for everyone. It's hard to kind of narrow in and to find something like that.
And
So,
not as many women probably talk about it as we do, because
yeah.
I mean, if you're having a hard time discussing this with your partner, you might have a hard time chatting about it with a friend. I mean, I certainly do,
Yeah,
but I think maybe
100%.
we might be slightly the minority. I don't know. And so
Yeah.
there's like just isn't information that's out there, is what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say.
exactly. Because
Mhm.
when you do talk about this stuff, it's kind of like a joke sort of thing. And it's
Mm,
kind of like it's not like, oh, in my personal experience,
mhm.
this is what I have done. It's more like, oh, that was orgasmic, and it's like you're not talking about something that would actually give you an orgasm, so.
I'm happy to talk about what actually gives me orgasms. It's right here in my drawer.
Oh,
All
hello.
right.
There are some common reasons that people do fake orgasms
Yeah.
because we wouldn't do it if there wasn't some logic behind it. So, the most common reasons that women gave for having previously faked an orgasm were: number one, they wanted their partner to feel successful. That's at
Mm, that's kind
57.1%.
of sweet.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I'll go into this, but you'll see a lot of these are very like selfless reasons. Um,
Yeah.
except for this one. They wanted sex to end because they felt tired. 44.6%. And I wanted to just say, like, the study said that they felt tired, but I want to put in boredom, fatigue, discomfort,
Boredom.
time limitations.
Did these
Those
things
could
come
all
up?
be in that category. Uh,
Boredom.
yeah, boredom. I
I mean,
mean, really?
oh
If it's
man.
not good, like,
I agree, but then you're actually bored and then you're gonna fake it. This is sad. People, I want to open up a conversation about this.
Yeah.
I mean, I do want to say, I mean, sex is a little tiring. And I know like the very isolated and limited times that I've kind of exaggerated what was going on when I was with a partner who really was like, I'm gonna make you come, you know, and like, oh, it's gonna be all about you.
Oh my God, that's the worst though.
Like worst and best, because there is this pressure, you know, and I mean, eventually your body can kind of get worn out with some of what goes on. And so, and you know, and so, because I feel like there was all like this attention on me to do this. Yeah, I felt bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, saying that I'm like, you know, tired and it's run its course. Yeah, a little uncomfortable. I do get that.
So, and then number 3, they like their sexual partner, but they didn't want them to feel bad about not getting them off, which really ties into what you were saying. And that's 37.7%. So, I think a different study said that 87% reported using a faked orgasm to boost their partner's self-esteem. So, you know, it's very much like they're really considering the other person.
Right. I mean, we just need to reframe everything, including the expectations of the other person. You know, the fact that climax doesn't necessarily mean it was more successful than not.
Yeah.
And all that, it's not necessarily a reflection on you also, on either person, really.
Exactly, because it changes like your ability to orgasm and how they feel changes with the stages of your cycle, based on how tired you are, what you've eaten, your stress levels. You know, like so much of this is just like kind of random and not really controllable factors.
Right. Yeah. And I think that people just will enjoy it better if there is an end goal.
Yeah.
I mean, with the like 1 or 2 times that I was just referencing earlier, I loved it all.
Yeah.
Like, and then eventually it just, like I said, ran its course. And so it was frustrating to me because I felt like, you know, the time together was, you know, really amazing and physically felt great. And it's like, I couldn't just kind of sink into it because there was this, you know, I'm going to do this for you expectation. You know, it was hard for me to be kind of present.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing, you know, is that sex feels good, hopefully, even if you're not having an orgasm. Like it doesn't have to be the end goal every time and have all this pressure associated with it. So I guess that brings us to reasons for no longer faking.
Yeah, I really liked this. So as we said, a huge percentage of the women reported that they no longer do this. And some of the reasons that they gave were feeling more comfortable now with sex, whether or not an orgasm occurred. Yay.
Yeah.
This was 46.6% of respondents.
Yeah.
So I like that. It's like progress.
They're just like, good. Sex is good. They're just in general.
Yes, which is true. 35.3% said that they had felt more confident with themselves as a woman. Also good.
So good.
Where's the other 70% though?
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's
another reason, feeling like their partner accepts them and is happy with them, even if they don't have an orgasm. Imagine that.
Boom.
34%.
Yeah, there is some education like on your partner's part, you know, to get to this point where they like, you know, don't see it as something they need to be like pushing for, you know, or feel like they're not doing good as a partner if they don't like achieve it every time and stuff. But, you know, like feeling accepted by your partner and happy with them, those are really specific verbiage that just like kind of makes me a little bit sad that like you know 60 what is it, 66% of people surveyed didn't feel like their partner accepted them and didn't feel like their partner was happy with them. Like that's really sad.
Or that I think what it's also saying is that that they feel like their partner is going to be disappointed in them if they don't climax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Mhm.
like, whoa,
Oh, I
that's
agree. I
sad.
think so in this particular case, I mean, I think we're talking about heterosexual relationships. And I
Mhm.
just think that boys are being brought up watching porn and thinking that this is
Yeah.
something to brag about. And mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
really, we need to
exactly.
really reframe things. I think society's going in the right direction as far as, talking to boys about these things, but I think that that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Mhm.
look into ethical porn if you're
Yeah. Oh,
sick
another
and things like that.
episode.
Yeah.
Oh, and if anyone out there is involved in ethical porn, we'd love to interview
Yeah,
you.
we'd love to
That would be a
interview
really,
you.
yeah, that would be cool. All right.
Yeah.
So you want to improve this. So where do you
Mhm.
start? And like many things on this show, it comes down to a bit of communication.
Communication.
So, and
Yeah.
we know that this is difficult for some people. I mean, I would consider myself to be maybe a like more comfortable than some people, and
Yeah.
still I struggle
Yeah,
from time to time.
same
So,
here. Same
mhm.
here. And it, like I do struggle with like bringing things up
Yeah,
just because
that's a big one. Mhm.
it is hard, and I literally talk about this stuff for
A
my
living.
job, like, and still like bringing stuff up with my partner, I get that like, oh,
Yeah, and
like
I mean, it is a bit awkward,
yeah.
regardless of the discomfort, uncomfortable situation, being like, sweetie, and then like get launching into it. It can
Mhm.
it can be awkward, even
Yeah,
if it's not
but
about
there
sex.
there are ways to do it where you're maximizing the chance that it'll be received in the way that you intend, and
Right.
not be like, is anyone feeling bad about things. So all right. Communication, I mean, we're beating a dead horse here, but
I
like
know. I don't know why
let's
we're
break it down,
let's get into
okay?
it.
Because if you can tell your partner how and where you want to be touched, and they're receptive to hearing it and
Mhm.
curiously asking questions, then we have a better chance of experiencing sexual pleasure. In contrast, if we don't feel comfortable talking about sex or have a partner that doesn't let us feel heard or doesn't want to listen, like, that's, I mean, first of all, that's a turn off, and like we're less likely to have them just like randomly stumble upon the thing that
I
does it
know.
for us,
I know. I agree.
yeah, because every woman is different. So you can
Mhm.
like have a new partner who does have skills in bed, but they were developed with other
Mhm.
partners who
Yeah.
are gonna
Mhm.
just be different. Like,
Mhm.
so you have to dial it in.
Mhm.
There's a dialing in process.
Dialing
Um
in of the dial, which
of
is
the
I'm like
dick
thinking of the
or
clit. Oh,
not.
I was thinking of my clit as the dial.
Oh, that's better.
My
That's much
God.
better. The dick doesn't need dialing in.
Dialing in the
So
dick.
yeah, they don't vary as much, I feel like, from person to person,
Mhm.
potentially.
Well,
Um,
they work similarly.
they're
Yeah.
similar, like, yeah. Okay, so
No hate mail, please.
no hate mail.
All right. So Debbie Herbernick and her colleagues at Indiana University, 2019. Very good job, Claire, with the research. She is quoted as saying, "Women are on average in their mid-20s before they feel comfortable and confident sharing how they would like to be touched or have sex, as well as before they feel like their sexual pleasure has been valued by a partner." So interesting.
Yeah.
I would imagine that some of this does come down to the fact that, I mean, very few males growing up do not masturbate. And I think many women or many girls growing up don't. I never
Don't.
did
Yeah.
until I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
I
Same.
don't know. I was also Mormon, but Mormon boys masturbate. I don't think Mormon girls do. And so that might be why, is because we're really learning about what we like down there
Yeah.
for the first time,
Yeah.
late teens and
Exactly. And you
20s.
start to
Mhm.
also, figure out that um in general, when you're a heterosexual woman like
Mhm.
hooking up, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to term it, with heterosexual men, they're typically just stoked to be there, and you don't really get that until you're like older. And I think when you're younger, you're just like, oh my God, someone's into me, like this is amazing, I need to like make sure that they're having a good time. And I think as you get more experience, you realize that like they're having a great time, like,
oh yeah, they are,
no matter what, they're pretty much having a great time. And and you can be like, they're I mean, my experience has been is that when you do speak up, they are very happy that you did and really want to help.
This is true. Women, yes. I mean, if you can learn to talk dirty and say what you want, it's not going to be wasted time. I think when we're younger too, like going back to the sex ed thing, it is a lot about managing male ejaculation. And so that is kind of what we're taught that it's centered around. And so it's not even, the female climax isn't even really in the context of how we're raised to think about sex.
Because it's not necessarily necessary for reproduction. Like, could you imagine if babies were only made if women had to orgasm as well? Like, the world would be different. It'd be so different. But anyways, also 1 in 5 women in that study still did not feel comfortable and confident discussing their sexual preferences, and 1 in 10 had yet to feel that their sexual pleasure mattered to a partner. And that's just really, really sad. And I hope that the act of attempting to communicate your needs, wants, and desires, as Whitney talked about, I think, that can be a great way to figure out if your partner truly does care about your pleasure. And if they don't,
get out now.
They shouldn't be in your bed. Like, so, that can be a great way to figure out, oh, you don't really care, and I'm going to look for someone who does. So
agreed. So maybe we can go on to some of the tips now.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So this is all about us encouraging people to be better. And we have a really great article about communication in the bedroom that I will, link in the show notes.
Cool.
And we've pulled out some major points.
Yeah.
You want to start?
And these are from Lori Mintz.
I
think I'm pronouncing that correctly. She's PhD, and this was written in Psychology Today. So, the first thing is to stop expecting mind reading.
Oh my
You
God.
have to speak up.
I can't believe how many people think that they shouldn't have to tell their partner. Their partner should just know. That's so immature, people.
Yeah.
And I get it. So, like, bound to fail.
Yeah.
as well.
And it's, there's probably so many reasons for this. It's like, oh, well, if they're like meant for me, they should figure it out, and they should just like run through the options, or like if we're soulmates, we should just click naturally, and it's just like none of those things are real.
I reckon if they're meant for you, then they should listen to you, and you should be able to figure out how to speak to them about it.
Exactly, because everyone's coming in with different experience, and you can make this sexy. I know sometimes it's like kind of a turn off, like, oh, I want you to buy me flowers just because you want to buy me flowers, not because I told you to buy me flowers. So I get it, but like this stuff is important. You don't want to just leave it to chance.
No, it's about communicating, also the other person being receptive to it as well. All right. So when you are ready to bring this stuff up, start your sentences with the word I. Explain your needs and wants with I statements, such as, I'm going to put on my sexy voice.
Oh.
I think it would help me get turned on if you ... rather than you don't know how to turn me on.
You don't know how to turn me on.
Or perhaps you could say, oh, could you do this? Starting it out with that rather than saying, I'd love it if you did this.
Yeah. Always, always speak about yourself, instead of like, blaming or,
beating around the bush, even trying to suggest it rather than just say it. It's also a nonviolent communication concept as well.
Yeah. And also, try to line these things up with like if they did do something you did like,
Mhm.
focus on positively reinforcing the things you did like instead of
Yeah.
negatively
I'd
reinforcing the
love
things
it
you
if you
didn't,
do more of this.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, that was so good when you did
Sexy.
this. That just
Mm-hmm.
drove me crazy.
Yes.
Um,
Let's be talking about sex all the time. So, this tip from the article says talk about sex at the kitchen table. I don't know if I would do that, but I think the point of of this point is that you like normalize bringing it up in
yeah.
conversation in a
hmm
setting that is outside the bedroom and
Yes.
kind of cash, like for
Yeah,
some people, kitchen
exactly.
table.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like keeping the actual sex and the conversation kind of
Yeah.
separate. So you're not just like, oh, phew, we just
Mm.
finished. By the way, you could really improve here. And I like this
Yeah.
thing that you did, but I didn't really
Mhm.
like this thing. It's like, that's a little jarring. So you want to like kind of like
Yeah, no
give
one's in the
some
mood for that at
distance.
that point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a good way to go about this that would also be really sexy is say, "Oh, I really liked what you did last night. I'd like to try this," or "I can't wait
Yeah.
till next time.
hmm
I'd love it if you did this." Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
Yes. Also give verbal and nonverbal
Mhm.
instructions. Yeah, you can help your partner kind of narrow in on what's working by, the noises you're making and like what you're
So
doing with your body.
if they're authentic people.
Authentic, yeah. But just like I think some people like worry about what they're gonna sound like, and so they're really trying to stay quiet.
Oh no.
So yeah, if that's you,
Mhm.
you don't have to go from silent to screaming, you can kind of like
Do
ease
what I
into
mean, let
it and
out
see
what
how it
comes.
feels. Yeah,
If you're
exactly.
actually in the moment and actually have and present and have released into the sexual experience, of sounds and words and utterances and craziness is going to come out that
hmm
that you won't be able to predict, which is
Yeah.
another one. Same with giving the instructions, also compliment in the same way, just kind of let it come, say the words,
Yeah.
moan, let it come natural.
hmm Yeah, and I mean we kind of talked about this, but review the experience with some distance like we said, but you know having that like, oh, last night like that was really cool when we did
Mm,
that thing and just like and you may have to lead by example, like this if you're just heterosexual example again,
uh-huh.
but this might be the first time that this guy has had a girl review the experience,
Yeah.
and talk about it after the fact, and so
Well,
if
you
if you
might just
lead,
blow his mind.
yeah, exactly, I can't imagine that they would have a problem with that,
No,
so
if it's uncomfortable, I was just going to mention that you could review the experience as part of foreplay next time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea. Awesome. Yeah. So another thing I'd like to address is that,
Mhm.
we don't want to assume that you have had an orgasm before, or, I know, it's just really hard to know. Some research says it's not possible for everyone. And
Yeah.
so I don't want to be like, oh, keep trying. It has to be
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
and putting that pressure on
Yeah,
it
well, you
having
still
to
might
happen.
enjoy sex and intimacy if there's not the same type of climax
Yeah,
that other people have. And
exactly.
there's also
So,
different types of orgasms that also invoke different types of responses from the body. And that's another thing that I know that I've like pretended like I was having one type of orgasm when I was really having another because of the expectation that you're gonna have the same response, and to
yeah.
just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So, just like speaking from personal experience here,
Yeah, tell us, girl.
yeah, I went, 26 years thinking it was not possible for me.
Wow. Mhm.
Yeah. So, and I thought, there was something wrong with me. I'd Google what orgasms felt like because I was like, maybe I have because,
Yeah,
sex
yeah.
is
I've heard
good,
that a lot of women
you
think that
know?
it's just kind of overblown and that it's just
Yeah.
maybe not as good as they
Yeah.
hear because that doesn't really happen to them. And the truth is, what? You
It's
hadn't
you
had
would
it.
know. You would know.
Oh yeah.
Because I did figure it out and
Oh, I love
I was
that.
just I was lucky to have a partner who did have more experience like playing with toys and things like that I had never experimented with, and that, you know, that expanded my horizons and really sorted things out for me. And, you know, he was very much like, oh, you haven't? Okay. Like, he's like, well, you know, maybe you try these things, but just go like do it by yourself, figure, you know, see what you come up with, and then let me know. You know, it wasn't like pressure. He wasn't like, I'm gonna make you do one. Like, you know?
And yeah, that was pretty much what happened to me, to be honest.
And you're like, oh my god, caveman.
That's very Bridgerton.
Yeah,
you know, that
it was very, oh my god, it was totally a Bridgerton moment. It was like basically exactly that conversation if they had sex toys at that time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so anyway,
that's probably my favorite part of Bridgerton too. I mean, seriously, that part where the Duke is telling her.
Yeah,
that's my point.
That's
there.
the
oh boy.
Yeah, I think that was the best part.
Great.
Anyway, just know things can change for you, and you know, there's no pressure, but feel free to try different things and know that it's not just having a penis inside you that should be doing it.
Definitely. In fact, try it without. Just trust me. I mean, I'm putting pressure on you to try it without. All right. So how else can you get started with self-pleasure? We're huge advocates for it. We want to hear about it, I'd even say. So first of all, you have to do it first. You know, you've got to like whenever you feel like it, you really do need to experiment and obviously do what feels good for you. And then do it a little bit more, just learn and learn and learn.
Yeah. And just know if you're thinking about it, someone's probably tried it before. So,
I never thought about looking up. Okay. Interesting. You know, all right. But you're probably right.
So, yeah, you know, like we're not going to give you like, oh, do this motion on this part, you know, like you
not
can
in
do
this
your own
episode.
research.
Maybe we can.
Not in this episode. We'll have like an expert on or something.
We've got clits. Okay, yeah. I know.
It's just, you know, I don't want to you know, make someone feel like something should be working for them just because it worked for me, you know.
Fair enough.
And I think like an actual sex educator or sexologist will be better able to like have like a
wider range of answers. Yeah, exactly. You're definitely right.
Yeah, so see what feels good for you.
And Claire has told us about an app that's already come up on this show a couple times. So what is it called?
Dipsy.
Yes. So, and then there's another one, audio. We'll link them in the show notes because there's another one that's kind of gaining ground. Anyways, this is guided self-play. It's female-friendly porn, audio porn. And it's kind of the hot thing right now. And you know, get your free trial and try it out and see what you think. Exactly. If it's not for you, do something else.
Yeah, because they have like things that are like story based, but I think what can be so helpful that Dipsy has is they literally have, you know, a sexy voice kind of be like, go and touch yourself down here, do it like gentle pressure. Oh my god! Like, and they really like break it down for you. I don't know if they have.
Oh my god!
They should have an impersonator do it. You know,
they would make $1 million overnight if they had
his voice
doing guided.
So good.
God.
So good.
And you want to listen to a sexy podcast?
Yeah, Sex with Emily is a really great resource. She's amazing, and she really makes things accessible. She has a doctorate in sex study or something like that.
She has a master class right now. I forgot the name of the website where all the famous people are doing their master classes, but she has one, and I'm thinking about doing it.
Oh my god.
But you know, start with her podcast. She does make it super accessible, normalizes everything that you
exactly. So
it's
anything
really
you're interested in trying or hearing about, she's probably covered it in like a non-aggressive scary way.
Definitely.
Which is nice.
I love her. Her show so much. I've been listening to her for years. All right. So we want you to be self-confident. We want you to love yourself. And I just wanted to point out that all the things that we talk about on other episodes that aren't necessarily about sex, but self-care, self-love, that will all eventually feed into this if you let it.
Yeah. It's all linked. So
yeah. And we want you to have happy sex lives, joyful sex lives, sexy sex lives, with or without a partner. I want to keep bringing that home.
Awesome.
All right. So now that we've talked about orgasms and how to have them and how to enjoy yourself without them, we have another edition of Breakup Ballads, Toxic or Empowering. It was Claire's pick this week.
Yes.
So what do you have for us?
Well, I had to bring in some Taylor Swift because I've been holding myself back this entire time. Well, I mean, I think we did one other Taylor Swift song.
Oh, it's perfectly all right. Yeah, she's got a lot. She's got some good ones.
Yeah. From Fearless Taylor's version is Mr. Perfectly Fine by Taylor Swift.
Very cool.
Songs.
This is a really great breakup song. So let's get into it. So the lyrics: Mr. Perfect Face, Mr. Here to Stay, Mr. Looked me in the eye and told me you would never go away. Everything was right. Mr. I've been waiting for you all my life. Mr. Every single day until the end, I will be by your side.
Ooh.
Any comments yet? Or shall
I definitely have some comments. Basically, I think what this song is so great at is it addresses like a lot of the complaints that people have when they get broken up with, especially when it's like out of the blue and they didn't see it coming. And one of the things we get told a lot and asked about is like, well, he said we were going to get married. He said it was forever. He said he never felt this way before, blah, blah, blah. Like he looked me in the eye and told me he was never going to go away. I'll be by your side. Like these promises that we utter in relationships that do end up getting broken a lot of the time. And we talked about this with Brett on Love Fucking Sucks. And just, being like, yeah, you can mean something in the moment.
Yeah.
And change your mind. Like
it's
sucks,
just called being a human being.
Yeah.
And it does suck. And that's what it is. And that's what the next verse says. But that was when I got to know Mr. quote, change of heart. Mr. leaves me all alone. I fall apart. It takes everything in me just to get up each day. But it's wonderful to see that you're okay.
Yeah.
Woo-wee. So what I like about this is that it's incredibly real. So I enjoy that, someone who's as looked up to as Taylor Swift can, actually talk about the fact that she struggles to get out of bed and that she's looking at her ex like really resenting that he's okay or that he appears to be okay and
he appears to be okay. And I think that's our major point we always drive home is that like looks can be deceiving and you don't know when people are processing things. And
you shouldn't because you shouldn't be talking to them.
Exactly. Because whether like there's the trope of men delaying their processing and kind of realizing too late that something really good is gone, and not really thinking about it until then. But like that honestly doesn't matter. They made the choice to not be with you and, whether they're okay or not with that choice is none of your business anymore.
No. And I'm wondering if Taylor Swift in this song was stalking her ex's social media because she's very she's very distracted.
He was quite famous as well. So,
oh my. All right.
I think it was kind of hard. And there's also like I don't think it's possible that she was stalking his social media, but when you're going on talk shows and getting asked about
gotcha.
Like, oh, it looks like your ex has a new girlfriend. And it's like, fuck you, first of all, but thanks for bringing it up. I don't think famous people necessarily have an easy way of getting away from seeing or hearing about their ex,
I agree. All right. Hello, Mr. Perfectly Fine. How's your heart after breaking mine? Mr. Always at the right place at the right time. Baby, hello, Mr. Casually Cruel. Mr. Everything revolves around you. I've been Ms. Misery since your goodbye, and now you're perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Something that occurred to me is that this is kind of a more poppy, positive version of You Ought to Know.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, she's
Oh my
saying kind
God.
of the same thing, like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't even know what you're putting me through. You said
Yeah.
you'd be forever. You
Yeah.
don't even know I'm still carrying this cross for you. You're going off, you're with this other girl.
Yeah.
But
And
it's a
that's
little happier
it's a
to
little
a
happier.
little just to listen to. I mean, she's not going into her revenge fantasy in this song.
Yeah,
She's just kind of saying this is what my
exactly.
experience is.
Yeah, and another thing that is common that this song reflects is that feeling like you need to know what you're putting me through. Like you need to see the
Yeah.
consequences of your actions.
Yep.
Um
We've heard that a
and
few times from some
yeah, definitely heard
listeners.
that. Like he needs to understand what he did,
Yeah.
and it's like
Hmm. Yeah. Why?
no.
And what do you think you're gonna get out of it? Oh
Yeah,
boy.
exactly. It doesn't really help. Yeah. All right. So Mr. Never Told Me Why. Mr. Never Had to See Me Cry. What
Hmm.
I was just saying about how, you want someone to have seen you cry. You want someone to
Yeah.
see how much devastation they're putting you through. And then
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Never Told Me Why, asking for closure from your
Closure.
ex. Like, why would you break up with me? It was like, because he didn't want to be with you. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but that's what the reason was. Like,
Well, he didn't want to be with you. Yeah.
yeah, like it doesn't have to be that you're not good enough or anything like that. They just decided they wanted to not be with you.
Yeah. Hmm.
Sucks, but like it's really that
So is it gonna
simple.
make you? What does she want him to say? What's wrong with her? So she is that. So she
Yeah,
feels
I
better.
mean that's the confusing thing about like
I
that
know. We talk about it.
question. Like
Uh.
we try to work this out a lot. It's like, what do you want to hear? Like that
No.
that you chew
Mm-hmm.
with your mouth open and that's
Mm-hmm.
worth like
Mm-hmm.
ruining the whole relationship? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Um
And how do you think that you're actually going to feel too once this person tells you what
tells
he
you.
sees as your fault?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yay. Oh my God, I feel so much
I
better.
feel so much better. I can
Probably
change
not.
that. And it was like, no. Okay. So Mr. Insincere apology so he doesn't look like the bad guy. And this is
Yeah.
another reason why you can't ask someone why they broke up with you because you might not honestly probably won't get the real reason.
Mhm. Nope.
You know,
I can guarantee it.
yeah, because people want to protect their self-image and whether they know that they're doing that or it's totally subconscious, the effect is still the same. Yeah, so uh da 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 thought you were different than the rest. I guess you're all the same. Yeah. Um because I hear he's got his arm around a brand new girl. I've been picking up my heart. He's been picking up her. And I
Hmm.
never got past what you put me through, but it's wonderful to see that it never phased you.
Yeah. I mean, it's real in the sense that it really hurts when your ex is with someone new and
Yeah.
just feeling like you never mattered. And what I like about this song is it is very realistic. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people could relate to it.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I chose it because it hit on probably the top 3 things that bother people about
Yeah, you're
breakups
right.
and
Mhm.
bother being like devastate people about breakups. It's
But
like,
the
oh, he's
question
moved on so
is,
fast. Like, did I even matter? And
it
then,
didn't even phase you.
yeah, he doesn't understand what he did or how much damage he's
Hmm.
caused
Hmm.
me. He
Hmm.
never told me why. All of those
I mean, also,
things.
you'd have to think that this person's pretty, detached from having a heart, because she says you weren't even phased. You just went from, person to person. There's
Yeah.
probably a lot more going on with this guy than that.
Yeah.
But mhm,
Might have dodged a bullet. So,
perhaps. All
yeah.
right, Claire. But okay, with all that said,
Mhm.
do you think that Mr. Perfectly Fine is toxic or empowering?
I believe, sorry, I just had a pop up. I believe, hmm, I think I'm going to go for empowering because you're saying all the things. And, like, yes, we try to reassure people and be like, hey, these frustrations that you have, all these questions, the things we've gone over, like, you can't really think that way. You don't, like, you should, thinking that way isn't going to free you, but you have to be honest with
Yeah.
what you're feeling. And this I see kind of as having that journal session where you're like,
Yeah.
he's a beep 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 beep, like, I hate him, he destroyed my life, blah. And then afterwards you feel so much better.
Yeah, so I completely agree with you on all of what you said. And I would rank it toxic because the resolution of the song never gets to that point at all. It's all dwelling on this idea that she has about not getting closure and him not caring, and that it doesn't really come, full circle to how she's going to look forward in any positive way. So for me, I like it, but as far as a breakup ballad goes, I think it sends a toxic message.
Okay.
Oh, we disagreed for the first time.
Yay.
Yeah,
no, that's
so
good. That
what
means
do
we
you
picked a
guys
good
think?
one.
Do you think that this song is toxic or empowering?
Yeah,
And
let us
what
know.
do you think of our take on it?
Yes, let us know. Either, send us a message on Instagram or join our Facebook group and be like, hey, I thought that Taylor Swift was totally empowering or totally toxic. So yeah, let us know. Let us know what your argument was for that. And just, being reflective about these sort of things can help you learn about yourself and your own toxic or empowering patterns. So yeah, but meanwhile, if you love this episode, definitely leave us a review. If you didn't love it, you could skip the review. But the reviews do really help us reach more people who would be interested in this sort of thing. And if you love it, then someone else will. So go ahead, send a review on Apple Podcasts.
Yes, that's right. And yeah, we would absolutely love it, and we'd be thankful. And we're thankful that you tuned in today, and we're thankful and impressed with the commitment that you have to your healing journey. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to X-Files, a podcast about breakups, broken hearts, and moving on.
If you like this episode, tag us on your Instagram story so we can connect with you.
And you can find me, Claire, on Instagram at Claire Lofthouse.
And me, Janice, on Instagram at Janice Formicella. If you'd like to join our online community, find us on Facebook at Breakups, Broken Hearts, and Moving On.
And here's a preview of our next episode.
A lot of learning to love, spending time alone, comes down to mindfulness, all right? I know that this might be annoying to people because you might hear it a lot in this space. And that also, I think, we can throw the term around a lot without actually knowing or explaining what it means. But eventually, you're going to need to make a decision to stop thinking about your ex and to kind of dealing with this. It's really hard to do. And it's also a choice, and it can be a lot of work. All right, I know that. If you can't get your ex out of your head, you will probably benefit from learning about mindfulness and how to redirect your thoughts. And it might just be the secret to your success.